No time to waste.
What is Korga thinking? But to not even consult with us. Oh, of course not. But this was our best defense.
You have saved Korga from herself. I cannot thank you enough. I hope to see Halsin return so he can help us heal. Please, if you find him, let me know. I hope to see Halsin return so he can help us heal. Please, if you find him, let me know.
That ritual was our salvation.
Awake and alert.
You once called me a monster. Seems I've proven you right. I was thinking I could make us safe. A foolish notion. To think we'd find comfort in shadow. I endangered a child. I betrayed the Circle's trust. We will stop the Rite and I will stand trial. My fate lies with Sylvanus. May he have mercy. It began with a letter. There was no messenger, it simply appeared. Olladin came soon after. An army was coming, she said. Goblins, drow, and more still. Legions upon legions. The druids of Cloakwood knew the dangers this would bring. They ordained that all circles cast the Rite to shelter from the storm. Olladin taught me to harness the Tree Father's power to wall us in. In return, well, you know the rest. I would turn the grove over to them. I won't forget the wounds I've inflicted. I pray Halsin returns to heal them in full. We will grant them safe harbor until they depart. Meanwhile, help us contend with the goblins. Perhaps we can dissuade them from attacking. Tree Father, keep us all. We will grant them safe harbor until they depart. Meanwhile, help us contend with the goblins. Perhaps we can dissuade them from attacking.
We might as well lay down and let the goblins cut us up! Like that'll do any good! That ritual was our salvation!
I see it on your face. You hate me. And I don't blame you.
I do not hate you. I am ashamed at how far I let your machinations spread.
The ritual was flawed. It could have damaged the grove.
Mutatis mutandis!
Goblins get in here? What will happen to the grove? To us?
Find another way to stop it.
The corpse remains silent.
What is Korga thinking?
I hope to see Halsin return so he can help us heal. Please, if you find him, let me know.
Not. But this was our best defense.
Leave. You are not wanted here.
When did this start?
The first letter from Cloakwood came a season ago. But when Halsin...
Oh, my savior. I wish you could have visited in better times.
been different.
Oh, my savior. I wish you could have visited in better times.
Lay down and let the goblins cut us up!
They'll have to cut through all those tieflings first.
Like that'll do any good! That ritual was our salvation!
It was steeped in shadow magic.
You may have won over Korga, but I'm not so easily swayed. Remember, this is our grove. You are never far from watching eyes. Remember, this is our grove. You are never far from watching eyes.
Shadow druids. To think we were rotting from within. Oh, I'm sorry. I need a moment. It all makes sense now. What Korga did. The Shadow Druids poisoned her mind. It all makes sense now. What Korga did. The Shadow Druids poisoned her mind.
No, don't go there. I hear you brought Korga back from the brink. My thanks. But what about your other mission? Any word on Master Halsin? He and the adventurers were headed to the ruined temple in the west. Master Halsin studied that drow for days, and he was sure something at the temple could help his research. I'm praying he was right.
I will accept it in full.
What is Korga thinking?
Stopping the ritual was the right thing to do.
But to not even consult with us.
I knew Korga was desperate, but I never imagined she'd get Cloakwood involved. You pulled her from the brink. She owes you her life. By all appearances, yes. When I look at her, I see the Korga I once knew. But it could be another lie. I pray it isn't.
Korga lied to us. She betrayed us. She didn't deserve your mercy. Korga fooled us. We're lucky you were here. Korga fooled us. We're lucky you were here.
No! Where is it? I'll put the coin right here.
The Rite of Thorns has ceased. It seems you will be allowed to stay, but behave. Remember, outsider, you are tolerated more than you are welcome. Remember, outsider, you are tolerated more than you are welcome.
Now they're done messing about with rituals, maybe them lot can make themselves useful. Now they're done messing about with rituals, maybe them lot can make themselves useful.
Looks like the druids have eased off some. Small mercies. Looks like the druids have eased off some. Small mercies.
This place ain't so special. Why were the druids so protective of it? This place ain't so special. Why were the druids so protective of it?
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
You saved our little girl and stopped the ritual. Thank you. We are in your debt. Likewise. Arabella?
Thank you for helping me. We're not gonna be safe. Not now. Not ever. We're not gonna be safe. Not now. Not ever.
Arabella is back, and the druids have stopped their warbling. The day just got a lot brighter, thanks to you. Because of you, we can leave on our own terms. That'll make all the difference on the road ahead. Because of you, we can leave on our own terms. That'll make all the difference on the road ahead.
You got our little girl home safe. And I can rest easy knowing we won't be turned out on our backsides. I can't say thanks enough.
We're not gonna be safe. Not now. Not ever.
We can prepare for the journey to Baldur's Gate in peace now. We can prepare for the journey to Baldur's Gate in peace now. Bells, it's our job to get us out of here safely, not yours.
It's my job too. The druids don't care about us.
Hey, you here to trade or? Yeah, I know. I was standing right here telling her to rob you.
Yeah, well, you can't eat honor.
Look, you caught her. Good for you. You aren't a chump like everyone else around here. Now, do me a favor. Make room for the chumps. Think you could stand back a ways, pal? I'm fishing for chumps here.
Can't keep the goblins out forever.
Step, Harry.
I saw you at the gates. You fight well. A few words for the kids? Spare a story or two. It's that, or teach them to beg for their lives. The goblins will chase us to Baldur's Gate, and these kids know it. A warrior like you could lift their spirits. Thanks. I prefer when they smile. Look at them beaming. You did that.
Wait. Wait.
Look at them beaming. You did that.
Step, parry, step and swing. Yes!
Look, between us, you're not supposed to be here. But I'll turn a blind eye. Just don't touch anything, all right?
I can pack or talk, and right now I'm packing. Shame the goblins didn't kill me, too.
I told you. Not now.
Having fun with your new goblin friend? Bet you aren't.
Looking for steel? I have, well, something close.
Depends. How many people are dumb enough to ask?
True.
This is ridiculous.
Exposed now.
Here's hoping we all make it in one piece.
My thunder wave will make quick work of any goblin. Just you wait. I'd die if I met Heroic and reeking of this place.
Thanks to you. That kid is my locket. My mum gave that to me on her deathbed. Get out of my face. Got nothing to say to you.
Hell's taking.
That kid stole the one thing that means anything to me. Get out of my face. Got nothing to say to you. That kid stole the one thing that means anything to me. Get out of my face. Got nothing to say to you.
Weren't no profit in saving Liam. You'd make a crap sellsword. But thanks. Once we're patched up, we're gone.
Not grumpy.
Once we're patched up, we're gone.
You're an idiot.
Out of my face.
You're the one who helped at the gate. Glad to have another sword. We might need it. Keep your steel sharp.
Zevlor.
By Delt's virtue. The Blade of Frontiers? What's happened, Will?
I paid the price of angering the wrong devil.
Believe me, I understand better than most.
A moment passes as Zevlor contemplates Will's words. He then turns his attentions to you.
I'm told the druids have stopped their damn chanting. What happened? Truly, Ilmater's ashes. I never thought she would actually see reason. Thank you. We still have the goblins to contend with, but you've given us time to prepare. I'll ensure my people make the most of it. It pains me that I have nothing to give you in thanks, but I'm gathering what I can from my people. A reward. Because I have something else to ask of you. You've bought us some time here, but the goblins are still massing out there. We'd need an army of our own to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army. There may be a way, though. Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly.
Somebody must be leading them, bringing discipline to their ranks. Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter.
It's no small thing to ask, but I've seen you fight. You're equal to the task. Everyone in this camp depends on it. Thank you. We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word. I hardly need a bodyguard, Tilses. This isn't Avernus.
No, sir. At least the monsters there looked like monsters.
Yes? What is it? Some artifact Aradin was hunting. I don't know any more than that, and I don't want to. This grove is poorer for losing Halsin, but I have my own people's concerns to look to.
All right, time to skulk about.
The druids will not stand by while you abscond with their idol. Your next move will decide your fate. You are forgiven. This time.
Goblins? Then?
Can't risk being in open view.
There'll be other things looking to kill us. There always is.
This calls for careful footwork.
Why did you leave?
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
With haste.
Bells, it's our job to get us out of here safely, not yours.
It's my job too. The druids don't care about us.
I had a feeling you'd be back.
You've been a friend to us. Come back anytime. Never see us coming. sorry about the nest. You guys find anything good today?
No. I need new pockets.
Everyone's
got junk work to do.
Worse than junk.
Don't worry, kids. In Baldur's Gate, purses practically grow on trees. Be patient. We'll get there.
Indolence breeds madness.
Sharp as ever. Let's move.
Gods, it's boring in here.
I had a feeling you'd be back. Away would have made life a lot easier. We're saving up for a better hideout when we get to Baldur's Gate. Why? You planning on telling me stealing is wrong? So what? Should we be panicking like everyone else? We have a plan. We're the ones who'll end up on top in the gate. Anything else? Anything else? You've been a friend to us. Come back anytime. Not long until we leave now.
When do I get to run the ring scan?
Sylphie got caught. We have to lay low for a while.
I knew she wasn't ready.
Can you stop? It's not like you never got caught.
One more round. You lot spend.
racket.
A hero at heart.
Still alive. So that's progress.
Keep your hands steady, 3.
Stop them! Free me!
Again! Again! Make it squeal again.
We're juicing it up. The beast came in here with those robbers, killed Dink and Mince too. Boss is thinking of serving it to the wargs.
And it makes funny noises.
We made it squeal.
Look, you'll see. Give me that rock. I'll show ya.
You're also, yes, of course.
Your mind lurches, reeling suddenly as if bitten.
But I want to hear it squeal.
1. That's a true soul you're talking to. Show some respect.
Sorry, sir. I'll open the cage for you.
Good. Now they die. Time for blood.
blade will not bend. Forever dauntless.
Need to stay focused.
This is my time. Worth a try.
These boots have seen everything.
Victory awaits. Let my name be known.
victor's path. Finding my way.
Got to focus. My faith will protect me.
Time to strike.
Battle favors the fearless. No holding back.
Can't give up. Ready.
They're cool.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halsin. Yes, but just Halsin will suffice. Unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide. I must admit, I didn't expect anyone would come to my aid. Who in their right mind would infiltrate a goblin-infested temple? Unless... that look in your eyes. I've seen it before. Are you feeling all right? Oak Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The Mind Flayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the Absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible? It's no coincidence that you found me here, I'll wager. You're after a cure for this parasite. I've been studying these parasites for a while now. Ever since I discovered these so-called true souls are infected with them. Someone is using very powerful magic to modify these tadpoles. They're using them to exert control over the infected. I'm sorry to say, I can't undo that magic, which means I can't cure you. But that doesn't mean I can't help. I didn't find what I came here for, a way to remove the tadpoles. But I found the next best thing. I found out where they come from. That must be where these enchantments are placed on them. And it's where you'll find your cure. Indeed. After we dealt with the drow that ambushed us, Nettie and I were able to inspect the corpse, and the creature that slithered out of it. I had no idea anyone beyond their ranks was infected. You have my sincere sympathies. No, this is different. Altered. The magic used is beyond me. It's either not of this world or so ancient as to be lost to even nature's memory. I overheard that the cultists are sending all of their captives to Moonrise Towers. Innocents go in, true souls come out. Given that all of these true souls are infected, it has to be the source for this magic. If you want to find a cure, you must head there and discover how the tadpoles are being manipulated. I wish I could, but there's still work I've yet to finish. Blood I've yet to spill. I've no right to ask more of you, but if you could help me, I'd be free to join your journey to Moonrise. I cannot allow these butchers to threaten my grove. The natural order must be protected. Korga. I should have suspected she'd take things too far. I'll deal with her when I can. But there are other matters to attend to before that. Help me kill the leaders of this horde, save my grove, then I will help you. 3 deaths could win us peace. The Drow Minthara, the Hobgoblin Draw Ragslin, and that perversion of a priestess, Gut. They are the ones holding these parasites together. Remove them, and nature will cure itself. There is no safety. Not while this rot festers. Once it is cut out, once the grove is secure, then I shall leave. My thanks. If you prevail, I'll owe you the debt of a lifetime. May Sylvanas guide your hand. Focus on the leaders. That's all it will take to restore the balance here. The ringleaders have to die. The very natural order of things is in danger, thanks to them. Traveling to Moonrise is no small task. Expect dangers like you've never seen before. This is different. There's more fingers on a hand than there are survivors of that place. To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls. So it seems, though I don't know how. You'll have to choose your approach carefully. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the Shadow Curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in this very Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers, through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars. I must see for myself.
Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers, and may bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse. You'll need to pick up where Aradin left off. Find the hidden entrance. It's somewhere in these ruins, from what I've heard. The decision is yours, but I'd favor the Underdark. Even a place like that is the lesser evil compared to the Shadow-cursed lands. Anything is preferable to risking the Shadow Curse. My business there began long ago, and has led to a lifetime of regret. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his Dark Justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. I spent years researching the curse, trying to put an end to it. Nothing has worked. Yet. If I could join you and get close to Moonrise, Perhaps I could have both helped you find a cure for your infection and lifted the curse. But the grove must come first, I'm afraid. Precisely. Then perhaps I could have done something about both the Shadow Curse and Ceremorphosis aberrations. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aradin and his band. We didn't even get close. You will. Oakfather bless you. I'll be in your debt twice over if we succeed. You know what's needed. The deaths of Dror Ragzlin, the Drow Minthara, and the Priestess Gut. May nature guide you. I could come and help you, but be warned. I won't be able to suppress my animal side. Subtlety will not be an option. May Sylvanus guide your hand. Focus on the leaders. That's all it will take to restore the balance here.
The pride of the gate.
All right. What now?
All these telltale signs of Dark Justicias that we've been seeing, I'm having a hard time believing they're a coincidence. Still, there may be more to it. I need to keep alert, in case that suspicion amounts to anything.
Assume nothing.
Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
Mutatis mutandis! Corposuus in lingua mortua!
The corpse remains silent. The corpse does not respond. The corpse does not respond.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. The corpse does not
respond. The corpse does not respond. The corpse remains silent.
Action, not reaction.
Can't give up now. Looking ahead.
Where am I needed?
I've got a long road ahead.
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much. My research turned up a rather brilliant technique that seems quite actionable. It's not too deep. Just behind the orbital socket. I could attempt an extraction. I've a needle in my tunic, after all. You only have a matter of days to live. Don't dally, my friend.
What's next?
Never a dull moment.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
yourself together.
Better be cautious.
Don't mind if I do.
My condition likes being ignored as little as I do. I must consume another artifact. And soon. Please, just one artifact will be enough for now. Thank you. Good gods. It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mystra, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent. I might just be about to remedy that. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy, who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it, much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself, the Lady of Mysteries, the goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse, and later even my lover. Oh yes, we enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries. I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale? Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. And he almost managed, but not quite. And his entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms, until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? You know me. My gestures can never be grand enough. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you in, into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book bound and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And God says it ever hungry.
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however. I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep. Every waking moment. Every dreaming moment, too. But there was no way out. All of this. It must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways. Once I'd step out of the protective aura of the artifact, it wouldn't be long before the Absolute overtakes me. I'd never let that happen, so I'd aim for a swift end. I would consume some midnight tears and venture as deep into the Underdark as I possibly could, till they cloud my eyes forever. With a bit of luck, I'd manage to make it to a mind flare colony, so that when the orb erupts, one loud, last song of vengeance would reverberate through the dark. Wouldn't be a heroic end, but coarsely poetic enough in its justice. That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you. I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down. I stand at a precipice. But if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth. How can I help? Ah, yes. Karsus. Karsus was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him. And he tried. With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistral, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like. To be a god. To know yourself, to be untouchable. To be mistaken. As Karsus aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel. And with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistral sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistral, the end of Karsus, and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more, an event that came to be known as Karsus's folly. For a spell, Mistral was reborn as Mistra. Upon her return, the weave returned with her. Now, so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Karsus. Not to destroy Mistra, but to prove my love for her. I tried to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it. History. Repetition. It's the way things go. If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. If worst comes to worst, I will be long gone before the curtain falls. There's room for adventure, but no room for me, it seems. You have your fair share of followers already.
Yes, kin. Speak.
Hey, soldier. Make room, then. And hurry.
Shah's blessings upon you. Fine. What's on your mind? How are you holding up? Don't be so modest. I can't remember the last time I met someone like you. Perhaps I never did. And never will again.
The goblins still infest the roads. As long as their leaders live, Zevlor's people are trapped.
A hero at heart.
All's well that ends. Well, not as bad as it could have.
Yes. Sorry, but I prefer groups that are a little smaller, more intimate. Lose a follower or two, and I might consider it.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Thy wheel of fate turns ever to the dark. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection instead?
This vessel is at thy disposal. Do what thou wilt.
No time to dally. Lady of Sorrows, guide us. Did you want something? Fine. What's on your mind? How are you holding up? Don't be so modest. I can't remember the last time I met someone like you. Perhaps I never did. And never will again.
Well met.
Yes? Sorry, but I prefer groups that are a little smaller, more intimate. Lose a follower or two, and I might consider it.
What's on your mind? There's room for adventure, but no room for me, it seems. You have your fair share of followers already.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much.
Hey, soldier.
Make
Yes, kin. Speak.
I promised I'd be back. Don't worry. I have things under control. For now. I see you've been using the powers the tadpole gives you. Good. But things haven't gone as you expected. You hoped a druid as powerful as Halsin might be able to remove your tadpole. But he couldn't. You're desperate to be rid of it. Understandable. But you're looking for solutions in the wrong places. It's complicated. But I'm an adventurer, just like you. Just like you, I was infected with a Mind Flayer parasite. Just like you, I seek to be free of it. But to do that, we'll need to think beyond local healers. Your parasite is unusual. It is wrapped in magic that prevents its removal. Until the source of the tadpole's magic is destroyed, any attempt to remove it will kill you. You were lucky that Halsin knew this. His instincts are right. The parasites are merely a symptom of a greater sickness in Faerun. I have kept a careful watch on the movements of the cult. Though the Absolute's aims are not yet clear to me, its methods are. These parasites are more than illithid spawn. They are vessels for control. The infected hear the voice of the Absolute and believe it to be a god. You witnessed it yourself with Priestess Gut. That is how the cult of the Absolute is spreading. The highest of their rank, the True Souls, carry a tadpole just like yours. It is how they receive their orders. It is what makes them obey. When the order to transform is given, it will not be a matter of days. They will be Mind Flayers in an instant. Were it not for my protection, so would you. I protect you from becoming a Mind Flayer. I cannot protect you from yourself. But I know what it is like to be burdened by forces outside of your control. We are alike, you and I. I've been trying to escape from this evil for a long time. Once, I almost succeeded. Now, through you, I've been given a new chance. You can go where I cannot, and I can protect you from that evil. If we work together, we may turn this around. Hells, they need me. I have to go. The power I used to protect you, I stole it from someone. They want it back. I will hold them off for as long as I can, but sooner or later I will be worn down. You must discover the source of the magic that controls the parasites before that happens. The cultists are gathering at Moonrise Towers. Use the powers your parasite gives you to convince them you are one of them. And when you find the source of their magic, destroy it. Go. Our freedom depends on it.
good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much. My research turned up a rather brilliant technique that seems quite actionable. It's not too deep, just behind the orbital socket. I could attempt an extraction. I've a needle in my tunic, after all.
Volo carefully holds one of your eyes open and begins to prod uncertainly with the needle.
Don't fidget. The needle must slip behind your eye, not through it.
The needle finds the gap between eyeball and socket. Volo frowns and begins to push. Pain shoots through your body as the needle snags on your optic nerve.
I think I have it!
The needle seesaws back and forth, plucking the nerve like a harp string.
Oh, bother. There's some obstacle in the way. I shall need a more robust implement.
Volo carefully withdraws the needle from your eye. Then, reaching into his bag, he produces an ice pick. Volo slowly brings the ice pick closer to your eye.
Now, don't move.
Cold metal presses against the skin beneath your brow. And then, tap, tap, stab.
Do you feel that? Ha! I think we have the blighter on the run. I agree. It's a feisty critter. Just a little further.
Volo tears the pick from your brain with a violent jerk. Your eye plops down into the mud.
Drat!
He pauses, looks down at your eye, and recoils slightly as it sinks into the mud.
There appears to be an amount of cosmetic damage. Yes, quite. Well, there is some mild trauma. I can't help but feel partly responsible. Perhaps there is something more I can do. Take this. A far superior relic to that old jelly you were chained to. Try it on for size. And, it was very nice to have met you. I'm sure you'll sort out your little brain problem one way or another. Far away from here, if you've a heart. Terribly sorry, my friend. Ta.
Interesting.
What's next, I wonder?
No time to rest.
I had another dream. Which, I suppose, means you did as well. Whoever's reaching out to us truly does seem opposed to the Absolute, but wants us to embrace the tadpole. Venture right into the heart of the cult. Perhaps we truly have a secret protector. Or we're walking into a trap.
Fine. What's on your mind?
How are you holding up? Don't be so modest. I can't remember the last time I met someone like you. Perhaps I never did. And never will again.
Welcome to the League of the Lone Eye, my friend. Not to minimize the pain of Volo's poking and prodding, but I promise, you'll be used to the prosthesis in no time. Besides, I find it gives one an air of mystique. No one's more intriguing than a man with one eye.
Defender of the people.
Let's get going.
I had another visit from that dream figure. I take it you did too. It claims that if we infiltrate the heart of the cult that's giving out these parasites, we'll find the answers we're looking for. It gave me another gift, too. Just like it did the first time it appeared. Rather generous, if you ask me. And while we're at it, we can see how many more of these little worms we can harvest. Now, was there anything else? Sorry, but I prefer groups that are a little smaller, more intimate. Lose a follower or two, and I might consider it.
I had another dream last night. The visitor came to me and ordered me to penetrate the heart of the very cult that's spreading the infection. It gave me a tadpole gift too, just like it did the first time it appeared. I suppose it hoped this would help. At first, I thought we should avoid these gifts no matter what advantage we gain. And yet, I can't help recall the words of my father. The best plan is the one that works. These powers could be enough to edge us towards victory. Then we'd do well to walk around it. Use these powers sparingly, if you must use them at all.
The dog holds a well-chewed ball in his mouth. dog is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his mouth.
I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. All I know is I thought of you when I saw it.
I'm ready.
Defender of the people.
Assume nothing.
What to do?
Blade at the ready.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Another visit from the Golden Paladin. It said we'll get the answers we need about the tadpole if we infiltrate the cult. Indeed. You know I'm up for anything, but there's no room for me. Come on, put me in already.
Another dream. Another order from that dubious visitor. It announced that we will find the answers we seek in the Absolute Cultist's lair, and offered another generous gift. A persuasive creature. It tempts us with power, expresses its admiration, its adoration. Avert your eyes whenever it appears, and do not avail yourself of this new power, no matter how alluring. You've no idea what damage it could do to us, how far into illithid madness it could drag us. Well chosen. Battles are won with swords, not mind games born of brainworms. And there will come a battle, of that I'm most certain. The one truth that fell out of the dream figure's cankered lips.
It is a certainty. I had assumed our parasites served a Geich elder, but I believe they serve a greater master still. Buffoonery. And you believe it no more than I do. Whatever this voice, whomever this master, it dominates dreams and unites minds.
Thy wheel of fate turns ever to the dark. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection instead?
Indolence breeds madness.
Sharp as ever.
At least things have stayed interesting. Bet that will fit in my pack.
The corpse has nothing to say. The corpse does not respond. Decaying legs protrude from the hole. A failed escape, it seems. It seems the tunnel collapsed mid-dig and suffocated him. A crooked heart is embroidered on his left shoe. The body comes loose, revealing a tunnel. Perhaps you can escape where he failed. The corpse regards you lifelessly.
My son Garland did it. If I ever missed him, could look down and remember him. Heading to Baldur's Gate. Didn't hear Goblin Patrol. Digging too quickly. Felt tunnel collapsing. Kept going. Better dead than warg meat. Taglin, carpenter, father of 2. Goblins took my friends, cut them up for the wargs, for meat.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Wits and blades always sharp.
All's well that ends, well, not as bad as it could have. I'd like some time to talk.
Drow wants to know exactly where those adventurers came from.
What are they doing? Hiding in trees? We'll smoke 'em out, no problem. I'll tell you, the scrying eye was looking at me all strange.
The drink. Absolute wouldn't speak to a worm like you.
gotta be chosen to hear her, like the boss and priestess.
What? Who took the innkeep free? It weren't for sale!
All the great chasers are dead. Bunny Cobb, Splinter.